What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. I'm on the way to Richmond area in Virginia to pick up my LBZ Duramax. I'm super excited to have some LBZ content for those of you guys out there that are into diesel trucks. I think you're gonna really like everything that I'm gonna be doing with this truck. So we're going to Davis 4x4 or Davis Auto Sales, Davis Off-Road. They're pretty much all the same. A lot of you guys may have heard of them, but a huge dealer of trucks, and they also sell a lot of square bodies. They do a lot of restorations, specifically a lot of square bodies, but I first heard about them at the Four-Wheel Jamboree in PA back home, and that's when I started following them. And I was looking for an LBZ for the last 6 months, and I just couldn't find one that either wasn't rusted out or hadn't been modified too much and messed with. I wanted something that was bone stock pretty much, so I could modify it how I want. And so I was just kind of on the lookout, and then suddenly I got an alert from Davis Auto Sales that they had a LBZ in stock, and 267,000 miles, which is a lot for a vehicle, but for a diesel or for a truck, it's actually not that much as a car. So, and it has absolutely zero rust because it's a Virginia truck, especially Southern Virginia. They don't use salt down there. They don't have bad winters, really. Absolutely zero rust, and it's in great shape. They did some stuff to it too. They changed the wheel bearings, they changed the water pump, did some stuff with the brake booster, but it's in great shape. So I'm super excited to pick it up today, and I'll show you guys some of the vehicles that they have over there. But you can check them out on YouTube. I'll leave the link in the description down below to their YouTube channel. It's Davis 4x4 Davis Auto Sales in Chesterfield, Virginia. You got to check them out. They have some really nice trucks. So yeah, just really excited to pick the truck up. And they installed a 6-inch zone lift for me, and it's been turned down to 4 inches, and I got the same size tires on it as my supercharged Trail Boss 295/70 R18s, which I think are just perfect for really any truck, because it's basically a 35. It's like a 34.5 by 12, but you actually have a higher load capacity than a 35 by 12. So, you know, you can haul a little bit more with those tires. They're just a little bit tougher. So that's the same size tire I have on my supercharged Trail Boss. So those are the tires I went with. Wrangler Duratrax. I have Nitto mud grapplers on my supercharged Trail Boss, so I figure rather than having two trucks both with mud tires, I'll have one with mud tires and then one with like a hybrid terrain or all-terrain that are maybe a little better in the snow and better in the rain if I want to tow something heavy in the rain. So just super excited to pick it up finally. It's been down there the last 3 weeks, and going to be doing a lot of modifications to this truck. Going to be installing air dog, lift pump. I have to coat the frame with Cosmoline because the factory wax coating came off, so I'm going to be doing that. S&B cold air intake, EFI live, DSP5 switch, 5-inch straight pipe. I'm going to delete the cat, and also I'm going to do a PCV reroute, and I'm going to disable the EGR, and I haven't decided if I'm going to put a blocker plate or if I'm just going to disable the EGR, and some cosmetic stuff as well, a bunch of different cosmetic things that I'm going to be doing, lighting and badges and just some other stuff. I'm also going to do a bulb swap. I'm going to swap all the interior bulbs for LEDs, and I'm going to actually keep the factory halogens up front. I actually really hate LED headlights. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves is these LED lights. I don't know what you guys think about them. Put it in the comments. What do you think about LED headlights? I really dislike them just because they're way too bright. If you're driving at night and somebody's got LED lights, even on low beam, they're brighter than high beams are for halogens. So I'm gonna keep the halogens up front, and also I like the halogens in the winter time because they heat up and they melt any kind of snow or ice. So it's one of the benefits to halogen. A little bit about the truck. It was a one owner truck. The guy who owned it actually purchased it in like late 2005, and I guess it was just built for him. And it is a LBZ with the high output engine, so 350 horsepower and 650 pounds of torque, which is low compared to today's standards. But we're going to be tuning it, so it should get a little boost in power. And one owner truck, bone stock, and it was kept inside a lot from what I understand. Basically your stereotypical grandpa truck. It wasn't beat on, and I mean the bed looks super clean. Like the bed liner doesn't even have any scratches or anything. It wasn't beat up at all. So it's just the ideal truck for an enthusiast like myself, because I can build it out how I want, and I'm not buying somebody else's modified truck with all the problems that go along with it, you know. So a lot of times when you modify vehicles, you have issues that come up, you know, unexpected issues. So, you know, when it's bone stock, you don't have to deal with that. But just super excited, guys. So can't wait to bring you guys along on my journey to modify this LBZ and see how much horsepower it can make. And you know, maybe I'll do some dirt drags with it this year. I also had Davis Off-Road install the PPE heavy-duty forged tie rods, which I think is a must on all Silverados, because Silverados have the independent front suspension. So anytime you lift a Silverado, or you plan to actually do any kind of heavy-duty usage, you want to reinforce those tie rods, because the factory tie rods can bend on you if you're going to be doing stuff like heavy off-roading or dirt drags or stuff like that. And I also had them install kryptonite upper control arms as well, rather than reusing the factory control arms. But 6-inch lift turned down to 4 inches, so it's going to have a similar stance as my Trail Boss, which I think is just perfect. I think for a streetable truck that's still going to be fantastic off-road and towing, I think a 4-inch lift with 34s or 35s is just ideal in my opinion. Once you go above 35, you know, things start to get tricky with the suspension and the wear and tear and power loss, because a 37, for example, is you know, much heavier than a 35, you know. So for that extra 2 inches, you're paying for that with a much heavier tire, and it's just going to bog down your motor more just to get a little extra clearance, you know, or slightly you know, larger tire setup for a more aggressive stance. But you know, then you got to deal with towing, you know, with 37s is not optimal. So that's what I found in my experience, you know, is the best. Is like 2 to 4 inches. 33s to 35s is just the best balanced setup for, you know, still being able to tow, still being able to daily drive, and then still being able to go off-road and clear, you know, 90% of obstacles, you know, aside from, you know, some crazy boulders, you know, where you'd need like a rock crawler or something. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. Check this out, guys. This is Tyson's Corners, or Tyson's Corner in Northern Virginia. This is a very advanced area. I like to call it advanced. There's a lot of tech companies here, a lot of smart people here in this area. In case you guys have never been here, that's what Tyson's Corners looks like. Very interesting area. So we're on I-95 now, guys, the dreaded I-95. And there's always traffic here, but check this out, guys. We got a squatted, look at that squatted truck. For some reason they like to squat the trucks down here in Southern Virginia. It's pretty funny. There's another squatted one. Last time I was here to initially look at the truck, look at this one here. Video doesn't do justice, but it looks like he's got 40s on. Looks funny. I saw like 2 or 3 trucks that had this insane squat, or Carolina lean, whatever you wanna call it. And it was like crazy. It was like angled up like straight to the sky. That's the best way I can describe it to you. I think 1 or 2 of them ended up getting pulled over, but yeah, this is the dreaded I-95, guys. This section here always has traffic, always traffic here. Look at this mess. This section between DC and Richmond. Look at all the traffic over there on the other side. Awful. On the way back, I'm gonna take back roads. I'm not gonna stay on I-95 the whole way. Look at that traffic coming back. It's real bad. Wow. And it's just awful. It just keeps going and going. Definitely don't want to be in that. It's pretty clear here now, though. Mostly clear going south. It's just going north, going towards DC. It's pretty bad. We're near Manassas. And one of the fun things to do when you're on the interstate is to look at people's license plates to see where they're from. You'll always see interesting license plates. People traveling from all over North America on these interstates. Like, I already saw Nova Scotia from Canada, and I also saw Alaska. So that was pretty interesting. Quantico. Driving by Quantico now. Hey guys, we're approaching Richmond area now. There's a lot of nice woods over here, actually. It's not super crowded. Just wanted to show you what Virginia looks like. There's the Nova Scotia people. Nova Scotia. Yeah, I'm surprised at how wooded it is down here. Check it out. It's really pretty over here. Reminds me of Pennsylvania. Alright guys, just 15 minutes away, driving through Richmond now. This is what Richmond looks like. This is the outskirts of Richmond. It's a pretty busy area here, but it's not super crazy. It's a stadium over there. I'm not sure what stadium that's for, but downtown Richmond is actually really pretty and historic. It's not like a super big city, so the downtown has like smaller office buildings, but it's nice to walk around. I've been there before. but this is greater Richmond area. In case you guys have never been here before. It's just your typical city, typical urban area. There's a little bit of downtown Richmond over here. This is the downtown right here. It's not much of a downtown really, but it's nice because it's quiet. That's the downtown right here. The square, whatever you want to call it. I've been here before. It's a nice little city here. Some of the outskirts of Richmond are a little sketchy, but... Alright guys, we're here at the Davis Auto Sales. Check them out. Check their YouTube out. They got some real nice trucks. Look at this thing. Some really cool trucks here. Look at that. Davis Auto Sales. Chesterfield, specializing in a lot of different things. They restore a lot of classic trucks. Check this out, F350 here. They just celebrated their 50-year anniversary actually. When I came here to buy the truck, they were celebrating their 50-year anniversary. But look at this OBS Chevy here, really nice. And you could buy these trucks, they're for sale. Check out their website. Look at this F450, this thing is sick. Dually. Check it out, really nice. And here's my truck. So they installed the 6-inch lift and then they turned it down to 4 inches. Got the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax. Like I said, I wanted to go with something more all-terrain on this one. I'm gonna be putting some rings. I got some blue rings I'm gonna be putting on when I get this thing home. Looks like they coated the frame for me too. Check that out. Coated the frame, so that's one less thing I gotta do. It's nice that they did that. Check that out, the lift kit. Wow, it's pretty awesome that they coated the frame. I wasn't expecting that. It's awesome that they included that. We got the kryptonite upper control arms. Oh, and they threw in the Fox shocks too. Nice. That's awesome. Wow, super happy with the work they did here. Got the heavy duty tie rods there. It's looking real nice. Wow, I'm super happy that they threw in those Fox shocks. That's amazing. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, here's Fred. Calling him Fred. There he is. Super happy. Came out real nice, guys. So if you want to find yourself a nice classic truck and have it fixed up, check out Davis Auto Sales, Davis 4x4. Look at the job they did on mine. I didn't ask them to paint the frame, they did that for me. So that was real nice that they did that, because now I won't have to do that. And then they threw in the Fox shocks there. I thought I was just gonna get the standard one. Yeah, they did a great job on this lift. These kryptonite control arms look amazing. Looks like they put in some, I don't know, track bars. It's looking real nice. Nice stance. Awesome. Super happy. Really like the sidewall on these Duramax. Real aggressive sidewall. Looks amazing. I'm super happy. Real happy. Came out nice. Got this molding here. I got to do something about the molding. I don't know if I'm going to try to glue it back on or just take it off. Look at how faded the badge is. 20-year-old truck. It's looking awesome though. Real happy. Look at the paint's in great shape. Look at this monster here. Check this out. I think this thing is for sale too. Look at how much taller it is. Look at these tires. Look at the tire comparison. It's just massive tires here. Nicky Thompson. Wow. These look like, I don't know what those are. 37s, 38s. Look at this. Really cool. Fox shocks, look at that. And then I don't know if you guys can see, but across the street they got some square bodies in there. Look at the square bodies in there. Check out all these nice trucks and Jeeps. This old F-150 here, super cool. Wow. But they have a courtesy shuttle here. Yeah, super nice people here, nice family-owned company. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Wow. Ford Expedition. Nice NYPrepper exhaust tip. The rigid lights, nice steel bumper there. Look at this thing. These are 37s, guys. Absolutely insane. 37s. 37 by 13.5. Look at this. If you want it, it's for sale. Real nice. It's diesel. This thing. Really love this little Ford F-150. Look at this thing. Super cool. Check it out. Only 19K. 5-liter V8 on this thing. Only 54,000 miles. Check that out. That's a really good deal. 54,000 miles. V8. 5-liter V8. Look at these mirrors here. Man, this thing is awesome. Look at this thing. Look at the paint job. It's like a mirror. Yeah, they do some really good work here. Amazing vehicles. Look at this guy right here. Ford Expedition. These look like 40s, yeah. 40 by 15. Insane. Wow, this one's only 24K. Is that right? Yeah, only 24K, guys. Look at that. It's 240,000 miles. It's a 6-liter Power Stroke. Only 24K for this thing with the rims and tires. Look at that. It's not bad at all. Look at that. Really cool. Get the lift. Did a great job. Look at the angles. CV angles are really good. Look at that. Look at that CV angle there. Very nice. Got a skid plate too for the front diff. Nice. Super happy, guys. Got a lot of things to do to this truck. A lot of things, so stay tuned. We're gonna be building this thing up. Want to show you guys inside their office. They have some really cool stuff. It's a family-owned business if you're not aware. So 50-year anniversary, I'll show you guys some stuff inside.
It turns out it's, you know, it's a staple when you die. They have haggis for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What do you put in it? Other than the...
You don't want to know.
Oh. I've always heard of it, but I never knew what was in it.
Well, my dad used to tell me about it when I was a kid. He used to eat something. How much you like haggis? And I said, you're making this up. There's no way anyone would eat this. It's made in a goat's stomach.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's the organs, the vital organs, all in it. Lungs.
Oh, oh my.
And oats and all these different spices and stuff. But once it's all, you know, I guess it's like a hot dog. You think if you knew what the hot dog had.
Yes.
So we. So I get my wallet out. I've got some pounds with me. And I had some leftover bills with Queen Elizabeth on it. And then I had some with the new king on it. So I gave her.
Look at the interior, guys. It's in great shape. Interior's in great shape. Look at this. Nothing fancy, but for how old it is, it's just some minor cosmetic things that need fixing, you know, like this. But what I really love about it is the stick shift four-wheel drive, which I think is much better. But check it out. Look at that, guys. Super happy. Look at these Duratrax. They threw in the Fox shocks. I didn't ask for the Fox shocks and they threw them in. Just wanted to show you guys their trucks here. Check it out. These are some of their square bodies. Got them fenced up for good reason. Look at these square bodies, really nice. And they sell these. Look at all these square bodies in here.
They brought one to Rob's birthday.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really amazing, yeah. So I bought my truck on their 50-year anniversary. Isn't that cool? Look at all these cool trucks they have. You got to check them out, guys. Davis Drives, Davis Auto Sales. They got all kinds of cool stuff. Super nice people here. Pleasure to give them my business. Really good communication. You know, I was texting them throughout the whole process. They respond to your phone calls, they respond to text messages. It's the best experience I've had, honestly, of any dealership. They weren't pushy or kind of gimmicky or anything like that. There's Fred. I think he looks awesome. What do you think? All right, guys, making my way back in Fred, back to PA. I already set up my Edge Evolution monitor. She runs real smooth. She's running real smooth. Beautiful weather down here in Southern Virginia. It feels like summer almost already. It's 60 degrees, 61. I'm gonna check the balance rates when I get home. But she runs smooth. Those Duratrax are nice and smooth on the highway. They're not loud or drony or anything. They sound similar to my trail grapplers, actually. Similar light humming noise. Yeah. The hype about the LBZs is true, guys. You got to get yourself an LBZ in a good condition and you're going to absolutely love it. Look at this, guys. No computer screens. No computer screens. Everything analog. Look at that. We got even a CD player here. Look at this nostalgia right here. This is all you need, guys. You don't need any massive screens or any fancy electronics that are just going to end up breaking. There's the Richmond skyline. Check it out. Nice little city here, Richmond. This is in Chesterfield, Davis Auto Sales. They're south of Richmond, like maybe 10-15 minutes south. I'm actually pretty impressed by the intake air temperature numbers. So with just the stock intercooler, my intake air temperature's hovering around 80 degrees Fahrenheit and it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So it's just under 20 degrees Fahrenheit higher than ambient temps. That's actually really good. For example, my supercharged Trail Boss, it usually averages around 20 to 25, and that's, you know, brand new extra large intercooler and everything. pretty impressive. Such an old truck with original cooling stack can still maintain such good IATs. All right, guys, I'm almost back to my sister's house. And when I get back, I'm gonna check the injector balance rates, because you're supposed to drive the truck for a while, let it get up to operating temperature, and then idle it and check the balance rates. But I have no doubt that the balance rates are probably fine. I just threw some Hot Shot Secrets fuel injector cleaner and anti-gel, their EDT winter version, everyday treatment plus winter. So for you know, winter use, you know, it's anti-gel mixed with their cetane booster basically. And then I just threw some concentrated fuel injector cleaner, just because I don't know, you know, what the maintenance was like on this truck. But I'm just super happy with Davis Auto Sales, guys. You got to check them out. They're not paying me anything to do this video. I'm not getting any, you know, kickbacks or anything. I just can't believe that they threw in the Fox shocks and painted the frame for me without charging me extra. I mean, they just threw that in there. That was super nice of them. The work came out great. Just a top quality vehicle. You know, they don't sell junkers. You know, there's a lot of used car lots out there. They'll sell you junk. You know, you'll drive it off the lot, and 1 or 2 months later you have some catastrophic issue, and you know, they won't do that to you. You know, they have a really good team of mechanics, and they've been doing this a long time. They're not out to scam people. They don't have to do that to make money, to stay in business. They've built a reputation for themselves. So highly recommend Davis Auto Sales, Davis 4x4. They have the off-road shop. They can do pretty much anything with your truck or SUV. They can lift it, do all kinds of suspension work. That's davisoffroad.com for the off-road shop. And they'll ship vehicles across the country. You know, you don't have to drive to Virginia. They'll ship your vehicle to you. So if you like the vehicle, you know, you could do like a virtual tour of the vehicle, I guess. You know, they would be more than willing to do that, I'm sure. And you know, they can just ship it to you if you're in California, wherever you are. But yeah, I'm super happy with the truck, guys. I'm just smiling really big right now, and super happy with Davis Auto Sales. You know, you never know what you're gonna get when you buy a used vehicle, but you know, with Davis Auto Sales, you know, they're not gonna sell you junk. And you know, I just felt a lot better throughout the whole process, being able to communicate with someone over there, because a lot of, whether it's performance shops, dealerships, you know, sometimes the communication is not the best. They don't return calls right away. You know, they don't have patience for all your questions, and they were super patient with me. You know, I had to send them the kryptonite upper control arms. I sent them the PPE tie rods. They even re-inspected it for me, even though it's going to Pennsylvania, but they re-inspected it in Virginia. And they did a full inspection of everything. Just very, very good shop and dealership. Highly recommended. Can't say enough good things about them. But we'll see what the injector balance rates are going to be like. And when I get back to PA, I'm actually on Monday, so in 2 days it's Saturday. I'm going to drop the truck off at the dealership, which I really don't like to do, but I'm going to have them just change all the gear oils, the transmission fluid in the Allison transmission, the diffs, and the transfer case, just so I know I'm starting off from a clean slate with all those fluids. You know, I did the same thing when I got Betsy. As soon as I got her, she only had 28,000 miles when I bought her, but I don't know what kind of towing they were doing. I don't know, you know, how abusive they were, because it was a lease truck. I did the same thing. It's worth it. You know, the dealership will only charge you like $750, at least in my area, to do all four, you know, and that's with materials included. And I could do it myself, but it's winter time now and I don't have a garage. I don't have the time to do that, especially the transmission fluid. You know, you need a machine to pump it in and everything. So, but you know, the differentials are easier, transfer case is easier, but you know, I just figure have them just do it all. So I'm gonna have that done. So yeah, I'm super happy with the truck, guys. Can't wait to put the 5-inch exhaust on. That's probably the first thing I'm gonna actually do is the 5-inch exhaust, and load the tune, the EFI Live tune. So stay tuned to my channel, guys. If you're an LBZ fan, if you're a Duramax fan, gonna have a lot of cool content. And maybe down the road, eventually I would like to potentially replace the cooling stack with a higher capacity intercooler, although the intercooler seems to be working fine, so maybe I don't need to. Maybe it just needs a good cleaning. And the transmission fluid is quite low. The temperatures, it's really low. So it seems like the cooling stack is working fine. So maybe I don't need to do that right away. But I would eventually like to get a built transmission. But definitely not going to do that this year. Maybe next year, or you know, maybe I'll just keep it stock, you know, I don't know, we'll see. But it would be nice to get a fully built transmission in case I ever want to go up in size in the turbo and everything. But I kind of like it the way it is, you know. It doesn't have the same power as Betsy. Betsy's definitely a lot torqueier, I would say, more horsepower at least. You can feel the horsepower much more with the Betsy, but Fred's not that slow by any means. He's definitely got some get up and go. It's just, you know, turbo lag. But I think once I put the air intake, the S&B intake, and the 5-inch exhaust, I think that's going to help a lot with turbo lag. And then plus I'll throw on the DSP5 tunes. That'll bump up the horsepower a little bit. But yeah, super happy, guys. I wish you could see my face. I'm just smiling the whole way. All right, guys, so here are the balance rates, looking really good. We got 2 of them that are at like 2.5, 2.3, but as long as you're within plus or minus, you're good to go. So the injectors are absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be any happier, guys. This is just absolutely amazing for such an old truck. To have such good balance rates is just amazing. I don't know if the injectors were ever changed. It's possible they might have been changed, but super happy, guys. They did a great job painting the frame. Check that out, guys. Great job. Love these Method bead grips. These are the heavy duty bead grips, and I'm gonna put the blue impact rings. But check that out. Kevlar reinforced. Really nice sidewalls. Really liking the way those Duratracks look. Looks like they might have replaced the pipe here. This doesn't look stock, but sounds real good. Intercooler and radiator could use some cleaning.